Hare Krishna, Namaste.
Chapter 13 is entitled as kṣetra-kṣetrajñayor, also as Prakriti Purusha Vibhaga Yoga, also as Prakriti Purusha Viveka Yoga. Sloka 3, Part 3. kṣetra-jñaṁ cāpi māṁ viddhi sarva-kṣetreṣu bhārata kṣetra-kṣetrajñayor jñānaṁ jñānaṁ mataṁ mama. O scion of Bharata, you should understand that I am also the knower in all bodies, and to understand this body and its knower is called knowledge. That is my opinion. What we have been learning so far is about the body and the soul. The body is the field, the soul is the knower of the field. In the last session, we also saw that there is another knower of the field, that is the Supreme Lord. Today, we will learn more about the body and Atma, their differences in a different angle. In our learning, we understood that I refers to the Atma, not to the body. But there are many schools of thought which speaks about the nature of Atma, that Atma is the body itself. Atma is the external senses, that is, sense of seeing, sense of hearing, sense of tasting, sense of smelling, sense of touching. Atma is the internal sense, that is manas, the mind. Or some say Atma is the prana vayu, the air. Or some say the Atma is the knowledge. But the fact is, none of them are true, as the Atma is distinct from all of these 5 things. That is, Atma is not the body, Atma is not the external senses, Atma is not the internal sense, Atma is not pranavayu, Atma is not the knowledge. Let's understand them one at a time. Deha means body. We always say, this is my body. My body is aching. My body needs rest. We can see the usage that we don't say, I body needs rest. I body aches. We always separate I and the body. From this, it is pretty clear that I am not the body. I am different from the body. Therefore, we cannot accept that body is Atma. Also, if someone dies, we say he left the body. So from that it's very clear the person who was staying in the body is different from the body. When that person leaves the body, that is called death. When the person resides in the body, that is called life. Therefore, the existence of body is based on the Atma. It is depending on the Atma. If Atma is not present, body doesn't survive. From this, we can easily deny that thought of saying Atma and body are one and the same. Body is Atma, cannot be accepted. Moving on to the next one, Pranavayu. It is the wind that we breathe. That's called Pranavayu. Here too, we clearly say that I am breathing. I am unable to breathe. This is my breath. This also clearly, distinctly differentiate myself with the Vayu, Prana. Therefore, they are two different entities. I am not the Prana. I am Atma. The third one are the external senses. Maybe the external senses are the Atma. This is also very easy to understand, like the same principle that we used earlier. We say, I see using my eyes. I smell using my nose. Of course, in general conversation, we do not use such terms. I am seeing, I am smelling through my nose. We don't use such statement, but it is understood that when I say I am seeing using my eyes. When I say I am smelling something, it implies that I am smelling through my nose something. Therefore, the external senses and Atma are not one and the same. An argument may be that maybe there are multiple Atmas. One is called seeing sense, another one is called smelling sense, another one is called tasting sense, another one is called touching sense, another one is called hearing sense. Maybe there are 5 different Atmas. Well, that argument cannot be accepted because, say, if I say I see this pot, then that pot becomes an object of my seeing. Now, if I have to go and touch that pot, then the Atma which is going to touch that pot is not the one which saw and understood. It's going to be a different Atma which is touch Atma and going to go and touch it. But the touch Atma did not see the pot. So there's some sort of confusion among these 5 Atmas. What one knows, another one doesn't know. What one can do, another one cannot do. Therefore, this concept of the senses being Atmas cannot be accepted. Well, if there is another argument saying there's no multiple Atmas for each senses, maybe there is only one Atma which is the sense Atma which oversees overall senses. Maybe there is a Atma which is able to see. There's another problem. What in case a person goes blind? Is that Atma dead? What will happen to the senses? So therefore, these sort of understanding and argument doesn't make any sense. And it is very clear that external senses are separate and Atma is separate. The fourth one is internal sense. How about mind, manas? Maybe that is the Atma. Well, that cannot be accepted as well, because we say, I think using my mind. Therefore, the mind, manas, is different from Atma. Mind is not Atma. Lastly, viddhi. Viddhi means knowledge. We say, I possess knowledge, not that I am knowledge. Therefore, the Atma is distinct from knowledge that he possesses. Again, the knowledge that we are talking, we have to be very careful in understanding. This knowledge is the knowledge that Atma possesses, not the knowledge that it is made of. We saw there's two differences among the knowledge it possesses and the knowledge that it is made of in the previous session. So what we are talking here is the knowledge that it possesses. Therefore, there's a difference between Atma and the knowledge it possesses. It is not one and the same. So what we have seen here is there are schools of thought which consider that Atma is the body, Atma is the pranavayu, Atma is the external senses, Atma is the internal senses, Atma is the knowledge. They do not consider Atma to be Atma. But that is not the right way of understanding, and that is what we learned today. In our next session, we are going to learn what is Jada and what is Ajada. After we learn that, we have to learn what is Pratyaka, what is Parak. It is very important that we learn these things so we have a complete knowledge of understanding what is matter and what is spirit, what is Atma and what is body, the material elements. If we don't have this knowledge, we will not have any inclination towards developing bhakti to Krishna. So let's learn more on this topic.
Namaste. Hare Krishna.